Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Library of Ruina. Alrighty, in this episode, I believe we are going to do as many mods as we can. Now, I do still want to do the very special office from the previous episode. Only thing is, I don't know what the heck I want to do team comp wise. Now, I was recommended that we should use Hod's floor, which does sound like a good idea. There is quite a few things in Hod's that I think will help. But I'm also kind of thinking, like, what is the best, like, the best of the best of the best kind of floor to use? And the floor I sort of came across, I was kind of thinking of Gabura's floor. Reason for that, obviously we can Ruddled Welts, which, unless they have any sort of power null, is just always very, very good. Combine that with Vengeance, and you could potentially have an extremely high burst turn. Of course, one of the bigger reasons I'm kind of debating it is the amount of healing you can get on this floor is actually very, very high. For example, if you go Instincts, that makes you heal on your final dice. Fear of Water doesn't on its own heal you, but when you start to pair it with Wine or potentially Vampirism, it starts to heal you quite a bit. And then, of course, you could go for Hello. Hello with Instincts is also quite a bit of healing. And then, of course, you have the Ego page where you heal based on damage dealt. So my thinking is maybe we go Gabura's floor just for the healing. Because if we can sustain through a lot of those fights, that could help us quite a bit. Likewise, potentially max rolling with Cocoon, with Alertness. I very rarely get to dream of Black Swan now that I'm thinking about it, because I actually didn't even know what these did. I guess Gooey Waste could be really good for like a debuff. Well-worn Parasol could also be really good. Huh. Yeah, no, Hod's floor I think could also be very, very good to use, but my issue with Hod's floor, and this could just be how I've built it, it's not very... It's a very burst floor. If you don't kill them fast, it feels like you just die. So we're definitely... Maybe we're going to have to change some stuff. Oh, I see these pages still aren't working. Well, that's a little bit of a shame. So what I'm thinking... Yeah, maybe we change the floor up a little bit. But I kind of like the aesthetic it's got going. Because Caius has the whole black and white theme. Crimson pretty much has the bleed on her own. And then we also have Sarah, who's assisting with the bleeds now. Sheeta is a really good dodge kind of tank. And then Hod is Hod. She just does a crap ton of damage. So, I don't know. We'll definitely have to think about it. So, there was also apparently an update for Angels of Ruina. However, we're not going to be able to do that in this episode. It is, broken to say the least. So... Unless we want to go through the entire mod with nothing but squares, I think we're probably going to hold off on doing that. So, actually, I'm kind of curious. Yeah, no, this is broken too. But yet the card art isn't. Okay. Well, yeah, so even though I am excited to potentially see what's new in Angels of Ruina, it seems broken right now, so I don't think we're going to touch that. So instead, let's do some other mods, shall we?
Uncle, we're back.
Earlier than expected, huh?
It's a piece of cake if you ask me to do this much for my skills. Listen here. Do you understand how much you're annoying me with your nonstop bickering?
Hey, but we did a good job.
I don't usually say I'm good at that. As for a grade 3 fixer who can't even concentrate on her work.
Come on, stop fighting. So, how did you handle this one?
There's nothing to handle. It was just to put up some barbed wire around a building to keep people out.
You said it wouldn't be dangerous. That's why I sent you too.
It was enough for me to go alone. That crazy mid me. But since I went with you, we wrapped up pretty quickly, and you didn't get bored. You were the one who got bored and even slept. I did almost all of the work. I did the parts that you, my sister, couldn't reach. Are you really taking credit for doing as little as that? If you didn't do at least that much, you'd be dead by my hands. If it wasn't me, you'd still be hitting the If it wasn't for me, you'd still be hitting the barbed wires. You're as short as a little boy, so you couldn't even reach the fence. There's nothing you can't say to your heavenly sister. You're talking like an oldie again. Are you messing with me, you punk?
Stop! My ears hurt.
That's the wrong voice.
So, did you do anything else besides all that?
On our way back, my sister bought me a sandwich at Ham Ham Pang Pang.
Oh, that doesn't look too good. You had a sandwich and talked a lot.
She kept talking on her way back, so I had to cover her mouth with something to bite.
Exactly. Too many words.
What do both of you even mean? Nothing good, right?
Well, I'm glad everything went fine, other than that. Let's stop the chit-chat. I'll explain our next job, so listen carefully.
Another request came in, commissioned by the workshop where everything is ruined. The workshop of Ruina, if you will. I'm hilarious.
It's not even a request. It's just what the boss told me to do.
So boss made a request? Something else to do.
Have you ever heard about the library?
The library? The library is definitely an urban nightmare.
It was, until recently. Now it's a star of the city.
Not too long ago, it was an urban nightmare, but it quickly rose to a star of the city.
That's really raising the stakes at an unimaginable rate.
Uncle, don't tell me we have to go to the library.
Correct. The boss asked me to go to the library.
Why are you going to the library? It's not sounding like a word. Do you have a book to look for?
The books you get from the people there will help promote the workshop. All the stuff written in them will be useful too.
What's up with that reasoning?
You must have your own thoughts on this. I don't really understand, though.
A star of the city all of a sudden. I'm nervous.
I'm nervous as well. But what can I do? If they want me to do it, I have to.
Even so. What? Me and Buzz are going together. Do you think we're going to screw up? Of course not. If it's Big Sis and Uncle together, then there won't be any problems.
What do you mean, Big Sis? She's shorter than you. No. Size has nothing to do with it.
If you know, don't whine and get ready to go.
That's right. Even if you cry, it won't change the situation at hand. Just do as usual and it's enough. Get in, fight hard, get out, and it's over. What in the world could be more simple?
Easy for you to say. Okay, if you don't overdo it, it'll be fine. When this is over, I'll buy you something delicious.
You better keep your word, sister.
Then make preparations as soon as possible, 'cause I'm leaving soon. Thorn Workshop. It's been a while since I heard that name.
Do you know anything about it?
Only roughly. It used to be a popular workshop.
Popular? Don't you think it's the other way around by listening to them?
I don't know the exact details, but I've heard that one of the products they were selling had a big problem and had to close down after having to pay some huge compensation. Well, looking at the guys we just saw, it doesn't look like they're out of business. That doesn't mean things are looking good, though.
Do you know what equipment they use?
I heard they use barbed wires with sharp thorns. Other than that,
Not very helpful information. But if it's the Book of the Fixers from a collapsing workshop, I think it should have some pretty interesting stuff written in it.
certainly. I think it's going to be a little different from ordinary workshop fixers.
Then I'll get ready to greet the guests, and you prepare to receive them.
Yeah, I'll do as you say, ma'am. By the way, no matter how you look at those barbed wires, I think they're gonna hurt a lot if you get poked.
Just get ready to entertain them in your spare time.
An old-fashioned place, just as I've heard.
So huge. I think it's better than most small buildings in the city.
It's so bright that it hurts my eyes. Welcome, dear guests. I am Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake. Truss, fixer of Thorn Workshop. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, Buzz, fixer of Thorn Workshop.
And my name is Midme. Yes, I'm glad to see you. I'm sure you know we're here to get the books. Should we go there to proceed? Yes, you can go straight in.
I was a little nervous, but you're kinder than I thought.
It's nice to be kind, but you can't ignore boundaries. Be more careful, especially Mr. Buzz, as he is getting older.
I won't deny it, but...
This library and the invitations. No matter how much I think about it, I don't really understand. Who can possibly understand all this? There's no point in dragging it out, so let's hurry in. May you find your book in this place.
Alright. The Thorn Workshop Fixers page.
Manipulation. If this character has 6 or more thorns, gain 1 haste. At the start of the act, gain 3 thorns. Restore 1 light, gain 3 thorns, gain 1 thorn. Gain 3 thorns. During this scene, upon winning a clash with a defensive dice, deal damage to the opponent equal to thorn on self. That's interesting. On clash win, gain 5, gain 2. If the user has 6 plus thorns, give 2 thorns to all allies. Thorns. When hit, deal X damage to the attacker and subtract 1/3 of the thorn stack. Can stack up to 15. Increase outgoing damage by half of thorns on self. If the user has 4 plus thorns, draw 2 pages. On hit, gain 1 thorn. Gain 6 thorns and 2 fragile. Next scene, on hit. If user has 5 plus thorns, inflict 1 fragile. Okay, and they all seem to be the same. Then I believe it's time we bring out a very special floor. However, I think Ingvar might need to sit this one out. Yeah, he might need to sit this one out, because I don't think all of his passives are working. Oh, that kind of sucks. Ah, we'll be fine.
Well, shall we begin? Let us see what you have in store.
So, Mao, the now little girl, is going to go for the first attack. Let's see. Could do Prayer of a Soul. Gain 2 collapse, give 1 strength and endurance to all other allies. I mean, that does sound pretty good. We could do gain 5 protection to scene, purge all collapse at the end of the scene. See, we kind of want to collapse because we have Survivor. Yeah. Which is, we gain up to 5 strength and endurance, which is pretty good. Truthfully, it's pretty good. Deal damage equal to target's... Yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do? Block us? And then this die cannot be recycled. So we can stop this guy. And then what are we going to do on the old Yesod? Actually, first, let's get some strings growing. Is she doing blunt? A little bit. And then, of course, we have to buff Yesod. That is just non-negotiable. Restore a bit of light. Mending strings is too early. Intertwining strings. Yes, perfect. Alright. We win all the clashes, and then we go for a block. As for what we do here, we go for a bulky impact because we win 200% of the time. Will of the City. And then just go for squash. Easy? Easy. Behold. Okay. Ah! Didn't win those ones, that's okay.
But we won that!
Aw, counter die didn't quite work. But that counter die did. No. Very good. Got a bit more strings. Taking a little bit of damage. But we should be okay. Go ahead and go for metallic ringing on Yesod. Is my head actually turning into metal? Okay. Alright, here we go.
The strings.
Let them feel the straining strings.
Cognition. Prophecy. Oh, here we go, boys. And 48 damage. Man, them being staggered is, yeah, it really works in our favor, doesn't it? Ow, ow. Needles. Not Ain is almost dead. However, I think we got this. So, man, those thorns hurt. Who would have guessed? Attacking someone who has a bunch of thorns on themselves. Yeah, kind of painful. It's a little bit painful there. You know what? Watch this. Boom. And then, boom. Here we go. Kablamo! Okay. Almost killed ourselves. But it's okay. We're gonna kill them first.
Now it's over. Pitch black pulverizer.
Excellent job. If we have status ailments. After... You know what? Clash wins? We win all the clashes on Yesod. Let's see. What's this one? Form is current.
Gaze into the cosmos.
Oh, we don't have enough light. I was gonna do it. Okay. That's fine. Good for go. And then go. Alright, we got this.
Feel.
Didn't die. That's unfortunate. Alright, it's up to Mao. Mao has got this. Here we go. Gain 1 collapse. And destroy. Right, Mao can't do... Forgot about that. Alright. Hopefully not Ayan doesn't die to the Thorns. Okay, we didn't. Although it sure got close with the whole Ayan dying thing. Alright, here we go. The hard part of the fight. Ingvar's still gonna sit out. Alright, let's see. Truss. Restore 1 additional light at the start of the scene. At the end of the scene, starting with the 6th scene, if there are no allies alive, enter a state of rage. If the character has rage, mass attack Thorn Outrage is used this scene. At the start of the scene, give 1 Thorn to all allies. On a successful hit, gain 2 Thorns. Offensive dice gain power equal to 1/3 of Thorns on self. Draw 2 more pages at the start of the act, and gain 3 Thorns at the start of the act. Okay, sharp barbed wire shield. Barbed wire reinforcement. Gain 2 Thorns and add Thorn field to hand. No entry, pierce attack. Okay. Easy enough. Buzz. At the start of the scene, if the character has 5 or more Thorns, gain 1 haste. If the character has 7 or more Thorns, gain 1 strength 2. Upon winning a clash, gain 2 Thorns up to 3 times per scene. Increase outgoing stagger damage by half of Thorns on self. At the start of the act, gain 3 Thorns. Okay. Barbed wire. If character has 5+ Thorns, gain 1 protection and stagger protection. Strangulation. If user has 4+ Thorns, boost the minimum roll of all dice on this page by +2. On Clash Win, the next die deals +5 damage. On hit, if this die deals 10 or more damage, inflict 2 feeble and fragile next scene. Mid-me. If this character has 4 or more Thorns, gain 1 protection, stagger protection. When hit, deal stagger damage equal to the amount of Thorns. If this character has 6 or more Thorns, gain 1 haste, gain 3 Thorns. So she seems like the weakest one. Mid-me. And then these 2 are just normal. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. So we are a little bit weakened, which is, you know, it's a little bit scary, but not the end of the world. Let's try and buff up as much as we possibly can. Mending strings on yes side, and intertwining strings on yes side. Gain some endurance, although I'm not entirely sure that's going to help us. Okay, we get that. And then I'm also going to get a counter die going. Okay, let's see what we can do. We very easily win that one. And then I'm going to go for on you. That way Mao's not being too beaten up. Go for a free hit on her. Wish we had some counter dice. Although we could go for pitch black. Upon staggering and defeating an enemy, reduce the cost until the end of the act. On use, draw 2 pages. Increase the pages cost by 2 to 3 until the end of the act. You know what? We're just going to go for it. We're just going to do a ton of damage. Now, as for Mao, Prophecy of Fear, target rolls minimum. She's not hurting too terribly bad. Let's draw 2 pages. And then deal bonus damage equal to the roll. Yeah. We'll do. Actually, I want to stagger Mao. What else gives us some collapse? Gain 1 collapse. Okay. Yeah. Let's gain a little bit more collapse. All right, here we go. We might lose not Ayan. Okay. Stagger. Ha! Ow. I love that card art of Mid-Me. Woo! Big debuff. Up. Okay, Ayan is at 1 health. Pitch black pulverizer. Aw, didn't stagger. That would have been the perfect time. Okay, block dice. Aw, there he goes. Goodbye, Nadain. If the character has maximum light, gain haste, deal extra damage. Do extra damage to the lowest. Offensive die with slower speed. You know what? Let's try that one on for size. We'll also go for regret. Okay. Well, actually, we got a lot of people going for yes side. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a bunch of counter die going. Yeah, this seems like a pretty good idea. Now I believe, can we deal only stagger damage? Yeah. While staggered, if there are other allies alive. So I don't think there's ever a time where we can do normal damage on her. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure how that works. So what we're going to do, I want to gain a couple more collapse. So this gains 2 collapse. So that's already going to stagger us. And then we will just fight this. I'm going to go for storming. And then we are going to go for energy shield to give us a little bit of energy. And here we go. This is going to be a lot of counter dice. Good dodge. Squash them. Storming forth. Ah. Whew. Oh, Icebox died. He had the revive passive proc. Here come the counter dice. Oh my god, that thorn damage. Woo. Meh. Wow, that thorn damage is... It's doing so much damage. Okay. Has maximum light. This kind of defeats the well, you know what? Chained Wrath on Icebox. We're kind of going with all the builds right now, but that's fine. Inflict Bleed. Recycle this die until it rolls minimum up to 2 times. Random ally takes 3... Yeah, why not? We'll try out Harmony. Oh, wow. I wish I had all those counter dice now. Alright. So be it. I shall face you. Yasan is so insane, dude. And this isn't even the normal build with, like, ego stuff I go on him.
Ever felt the weight of a rhino?
Okay. Actually, we just staggered.
Gaze into the cosmos.
Oh, did she change her little animation? She did. Alright, big turn. Here we go.
Gaze into the cosmos.
Yeah, that's a lot of stagger. Have you ever felt
So much pent-up rage.
the stagger damage is insane? Has this just become our new stagger floor? Ha! I think this floor has transitioned to be just like stagger the floor, because this is insane. Here we go.
The time has come.
Okay, we're fine. Debuff. Debuff Central. What can I say?
You chose this.
You know what? Harmony. And with that,
The Thorn Workshop has fallen.
I've seen all kinds of workshops and weapons in my life as a fixer, and I still can't get used to some of them. A barbed wire growing right from a weapon? I've never imagined anything like that.
What weapon did you use before entering the library?
I've tried a number of various things, just like other fixers.
Which weapon was the most common then?
I went from swords to guns to spears just to find the one that fits my hand. I was changing weapons so often, it's kind of hard to pick just one out of all of them.
Well, it's okay if it's hard to answer. I'm not curious enough to get a clear answer for it.
Why are you asking that all of a sudden?
You can handle any weapon now with the power of the library. But I'm just curious which one you liked the most when you were a fixer.
It's quite impressive you'd care so much about me.
I shouldn't have brought it up.
Jeez, the reflection damage from the Thorn Workshop is extremely deadly. So, essentially, Thorns, reflection damage. I think I know a perfect floor for that to go on. Oh. Alright, well this is apparently called the Water and Sky Workshop. But, doesn't seem to be in English at that point. So, we're just going to look at the actual fight, which is, mostly translated. Alright. Ocean's page. Speed dice are random. Oh, I see. They gain a random buff, anywhere from +1 to +5. Get the following bonuses based on your own speed die. If +1, power of attack dice +2. If +5, all enemy characters. Oh, wow. Cannot be damaged by ranged combat pages, immune to seal. If in chaos, restore all chaos resistance, and gain 3 stacks of damp. Hit the target 5 times with the battle page and place a slashing 2 to 6 dice. For the next battle page used, the dice is marked as virtual image. Virtual image, get 1 stack of water flower when hitting the target. Randomly trigger the following effects when hitting the target. Gain 1 to 2 stacks of water erosion, 1 to 2 stacks of damp, 1 to 2 stacks of water flower, add 1 to 2 points of chaos damage. Randomly trigger the following effects when hitting the target. Recover 2 HP when hitting the target, recover 2 chaos resistance when hitting the target, adds 2 damage when hitting the target, adds 2 chaos damage when hitting the target. HP cannot be lower than 10. If HP drops to 10, you will win directly. At the beginning of the wave, it is in the stage of Water and Sky. In this phase, hitting the target restores 2 to 3 points of chaos resistance and HP. When HP drops to 300, insert a 6-cost battle page called Dream of Difficulty Awakening and enter the Dream of Difficulty Awakening stage. Cut off the water. Restore 1 light, gain 1 damp. Damp, the minimum value is increased by X. If the damp stack is not less than 9, the power of all dice is +1, and the stack becomes 1/5 on round end. Draw 2 page, gain 1 damp. Spend 10 damp to draw 1 page and restore 1 light. If 12 or more damage was dealt with this page, draw 1 page, restore 1 light, and reduce the cost of all other upstanding slashes by 1. Okay. Water stress. Costs 1 less at emotion level 2 or higher. On use, draw 1 page. Swirling water. Big damage. I don't think that fight was working properly. I'm willing to give this fight the benefit of the doubt. That didn't seem like it was working properly at all. He just wasn't rolling anything very high. Like 49 to 5, he would roll for like 1, which again, we did have him debuffed, but we didn't have him debuffed enough to make a 41 roll into like a 1 roll. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think that fight was working properly, so we'll give that one the benefit of the doubt, and we'll maybe we'll come back to this one after it's received a couple patches, and we'll, yeah, fight it how it was intended to be fought. I didn't realize there was more to the Cold Sun office. How long has this been here? Oh man, how did these guys talk?
It's already been about 3 days. Fiiiiine, we should still try to pull ourselves together, even if the situation has reached this point. Continuing to sulk like this would only lead our office to ruin. And that's definitely not something the boss would want to see, right?
This point? What are you talking about?
I can understand your feelings, but
How are you still able to just stand there and make light of all this? Did everyone's sacrifices not matter to you at all? Yeah, I should have seen it sooner. The deaths of your companions never really mattered to you, right? Even if it was him, you still remained indifferent. Everything is so insignificant to you.
looks like even a kid like you could see right through me. Surely. Guess I'm still too obvious. Yeah, everything's just as you said. It just so happened that the gentleman who was kind to me is no longer here, so naturally there's no need for me to stay here any longer. So,
Get out!
as you wish. Take care, man. Huh? Is this? Hey, why is this being shown to us again? There's no way this kid will end up like that Philip guy.
Oh, why would... How dare you?
There's no way this kid will end up like that Philip guy if he's just going to hole up in that office.
You only need to focus on receiving our guests and sorting the books. Why do you need to care about such things?
Well, I've come a long way as a fixer myself, you know? Even I still feel a little uncomfortable when witnessing such a scene.
But it seems the fixer named Glenn kept the invitation a secret. That boy who was left behind did not seem to know about it.
There's a bunch of impulsive hotheads out there who think they can bear all the burden if they end up failing to handle a commission. And they try to look for a way to undo what's happened. But it tends to never really end well for them.
The idea of them coming back here is beyond any logical thought. They still plan to return despite the sacrifices their colleagues desperately made to cover their escape.
As I've said before, most of these fixers are people who've been pulled from a life and death situation by their boss. So it's no surprise that they're willing to die for him. This Glenn guy doesn't really look like some greenhorn. Maybe he'll get some serious help.
Indeed, the invitation seems to point to other guests as well. So let's keep watching.
Alas, never expected it to be delivered to me. Boss, sure enough, you're still... Muttering any more like this is futile at this point. There's no way I can get that kid Vienne involved again. Big question is, how am I going to talk to that fine gentleman later? Man, how did I find myself in this place again, even though I've been blindly wandering? Jessica.
One more step, and I'll have your head cut off, Glenn.
Troyes, you're still with the index. Oh, man. Just how did I end up seeing you as soon as I got to this place? It's been a long time. And seeing you today really is some bad luck.
I can't tell if this is a boy or girl, but it looks like the girl that Jan was talking to underneath the city. So I'm just gonna go with that.
Talk all you want. I only remain on standby here because the prescript wills it.
Are you still following these meaningless things?
I will always follow the prescript. That is the only meaning to my existence. Unlike a certain individual who turned his back on his faith midway and fled in such a hurry. I was honestly taken aback when I first heard the news of your desertion, but I never did receive any prescripts to hunt you down. Pity.
If you're looking for a fight, I'm happy to oblige.
Before that, let me finish today's prescript. Your assumption is slightly correct. My prescript for today has something to do with you.
Finally, it's time. So, draw your sword.
Catch.
Huh? What? Are these?
Remember them. They have been kept by me ever since you turned your back on the prescripts.
Why?
Here.
2 Troys. Bring the once betrayer's weapons to block. 51. Give them to the 19th person you meet.
I suppose this too must be the will of the prescripts. Even if you betray the prescripts, it never truly leaves you for good. Maybe it even...
What a joke. If the prescripts are absolute, as you say, but why? Why do they still want more?
My prescript for today does not include becoming your counselor. Now that the prescript has been carried out, let's say goodbye here, Glenn. I hope to see you again.
Oh, I vowed to completely destroy any traces of my past. And in the end, was it still within the expectation of the prescripts? These blades still make me sick to this day. They took her away from me, smashing the meager bits of happiness I had left. But right now, looks like these swords just might come in handy. Even if it is to repay the boss for saving my life. Yeah, he's one of the few good ones left in this city. I was finally able to get rid of the nightmares that had been lingering in my mind for so long, thanks to that office. They've let me feel the warmth of home again after losing her. Jessica, if you were to come by my side right now, you would definitely be supporting me. I see. Well, now, let's go and meet our old friends. I never expected this guy to formerly be an Index proxy.
Is there anything strange about that?
Of course! You know how crazy those guys at the Index are, right? That guy was able to run away from that hole unharmed and live freely. Even found work in an office and got to where he is now. I'm a little curious as to what he's been through.
Then why don't you carefully read through his book later so you'll understand? We have already received him as a guest before, and I believe you'll be able to properly finish it smoothly this time as well.
Easy for you to say. He probably won't come alone.
The invitation is showing displaying visions again. Let us keep watching.
This is a long invitation. Ramir, family boss.
The higher-ups really hosted a summit at a time like this. I mean, does the old man from the Kurakumo clan have any clues on what's going on? I heard it's got something to do with the succession of the previous Soto Capo who died in this area. It's getting late. Let's go in first. We've suffered a lot of losses ever since we lost contact with the Soto Capo and his Capi. Capi. After that massive attack launched by the Index, I was left with less than 30% of available personnel under my command. The situation on our side isn't looking optimistic as well. There's just no time for us to count the dead and wounded. The summit is about to start. How come there are only so little other families present until now? Counting us, only about 6 families are present. Look at all the absent positions. Soloso, Strassi, Tataglia, and Barzini. Those families all seem to be...
Greetings! Sonny! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sonny, are you a guy or a girl? I can't tell. I don't want to do the trap voice again, too. I've been doing it too much lately.
Thank you for participating in the Thumb Summit, everyone. Despite suffering such a heavy blow, it appears that it's still possible for the families to gather. Although I personally don't like the red tape. Let me first express my gratitude to all the families who went out of their busy schedules to attend this event. You all must be aware of the purpose of this summit. In light of the fact that the previous Soto Capo and the Capi who managed this place have all died as martyrs, as the only remaining Capo, the Capo de Capi has assigned me to take over the duties of the previous Soto Capo of this place. So, this summit was held to inform you all. In the future, I will take over as the Thumb Soto Capo in El Corp's Nest, along with the city's southern region.
Yes, Soto Capo!
Since I have been raised to the position of a Soto Capo, I will not be able to make do without the cooperation of your families in the coming future. I am already aware of the hard and tiring amount of work the previous families have been doing in the recent days. Everyone from the Kurokumo clan, you all still managed to fulfill your duty during such a critical period and fended off many of the enemy's attacks. I hope you can continue to exert your remaining strength in the future. I believe your territory can be expanded by at least 20%.
Yes, we will do our best for the Capo de Capi and the Soto Capo.
Wait. Please tell this to the underboss for me. This matter has completely nothing to do with me at all.
Go to hell and repent for your sins there.
Friends from the Ramir family, I thank you for the enormous amount of money you have given to rebuilding what was destroyed after the war. I think you will be able to handle the financial operations of the southern region in the future.
It is our duty to do so. We will do our best in the future and continue to dedicate ourselves to the cause of the Capo de Capi.
Those gosh dang... we're all gonna die because of this dang thing.
This should be the last one, right? Wrap up the team.
There were many other families who held their ground during the attack of the Index. They fought to the last man. Hats off to them for their sacrifice.
Hats off for the fallen families! He's but some outcasted mourning dog, and now he would dare to pretend to take over the position of Soto Capo under the name of the Capo de Capi?
The new Soto Capo sends his regards, mother trucker.
The distribution of positions within each family will be readjusted shortly after we clean up a little amidst all this chaos. The thumb is about to reclaim. The thumb is about to reclaim all the areas that have been stained by the presence of those no longer needed. Give the scum who would dare to sully our territory a head-on blow.
Yes, Soto Capo!
There's still several of us left. Are you really trying to start a full-scale civil war here? Even if you dare to even kill me.
So, come in.
Soto Capo, all the traitors you named have been wiped out. Please give your next instructions.
Well done. Go and have some rest first. I believe that the thumb will only be more united and stronger after weeding out all these revolting vermin. I hope all of you will serve us well in the future. That's all I have to say. The summit is over. You can all leave on your own. Report on the current status.
Oh, wow, that definitely wasn't the right voice.
The tasks you have given have all been completed. The Solozo cartel, the Strachey family, and the Titaglias family, who all seek to plot against us, have all been purged.
What about that old fellow, Barzini?
Executed by my own hand, as you ordered.
Everything seems to be going well. You're not hurt, are you?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
These guys used to untie These guys used to unite to ostracize us. They would even slander us to our superiors for that dangerous mission we previously took. But what these idiots never saw coming was that this would eventually turn out to be our opportunity.
So they deserve to end up where they are now.
Report to the Soto Capo. There is a fixer visiting who claims to be your acquaintance and is asking to see you by name.
Let him in. Why are you here all of a sudden?
Long time no see, Mr. Glenn. The information on the families you provided before has been a big help to us. Hello, Sonny. Soto Capo.
No need for such elaborate formalities. Just say what you have to say.
I'm here this time to discuss a matter regarding the Cold Sun office.
What happened to Mr. Liu? I heard back then that you guys were going to the library, right?
We lost almost everybody. Even Liu Ye.
I understand. I am very sorry to hear such unfortunate news. So, my friend, what can I do for you?
Soto Capo, Sonny, I wonder if you can, for the sake of upholding our friendship in the past, send someone to assist me in taking back Liu Ye's book.
So that's it. What? Don't want to wag your tail to the Hana Association that usually subsidizes and promotes you? Instead, you would rather ask for help from the opposite side. Me, a Soto Capo of the Thumb.
You?
If you don't want to lend a hand to an old friend from the past, why do you have to say such things? Seems that you've forgotten Liu Ye's kindness to you and me. Farewell. God. Bunch of ungrateful. They clearly received so much help from the boss, and yet this time none of them want to repay the favor. Even that guy Sonny.
It's a guy!
I don't recall ever saying I never wanted to be involved in this, did I? You should at least have some control over your emotions at a time like this, right?
Okay, Bellis is absolutely a girl. Oh, God.
Soto Capo and Capo actually condescended to stop me, a fixer?
Now. We're talking to you as your old friends, aren't we? Do you understand what sort of muddy waters you're about to drag us down into if we did this? The previous Soto Capo assigned to this place died in the library. And sending men into the library when we've recently just finished a war with the Index isn't exactly a realistic thing to do.
I never assumed to get a lot of assistance from the Thumb anyway. It's just that I hoped you can at least help me out a little bit.
Let me explain to you first. There are many people above who have their eyes on the library. We can't rashly just go in there without an order from our superiors. Not to mention the complicated situation we're in now. As of this moment, there is nothing I can do to help you.
Surely it's wrong of me to expect help from others.
But things are still subject to change. You'd better go back and wait for now. At least clean up that wretched face of yours, and then come back to knock on the door again for help after some time. Don't stare at me like that. Since the previous Soto Capo turned into a book in the library, it's not going to come as a surprise that they will eventually assign me to recover it. But I don't know if that time will either be sooner or later. Since we share the same destination, it shouldn't be unreasonable to bring you along with us. After all, I'm not that ungrateful, am I?
So
I told you, wait. I can't bring our soldados into the library without a direct order from my superiors.
Wait until then? Now you're just talking out of your...
Watch your tone, my friend. Liu Ye's book will always be there. If you're really that anxious, then why not try to give it your all when the time finally comes? That's all I have to say. Think about it.
Even though I'm aware of a number of offices have some shady connections with syndicates, this really is my first time seeing a Soto Capo of the Thumb doing so hands-on. But this is the Thumb we're talking about. Unless their superiors give the direct order, then there is no chance that they're going to send out an army for this kind of thing.
That new Soto Capo of theirs seems to have had some bumps in his appointment process, right?
Some people won't admit to anything until they have an official letter from their superiors stuck in their face. No one wants to assign people at will in the city. Will of the city. Ha 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 ha! Let alone when it comes to their own interests. Though, despite his look and age, he really was able to untie the remnants of the Thumb in the south and stabilize the situation so far. Looks like the way he does things has been really effective so far. And that Capo who accompanies him seems to be just as ruthless as he is. They're constantly moving from a sea of blood to a mountain of corpses. I really hope we won't have to ever meet them in the future. Fights that drag out are such a pain. I feel that one. Oh, I feel that one. Oh, the invitation shifted again. I wonder what we'll see next.
We just need to keep watching.
Oh my god, this is such a long one. Oh man, I need to adjust in my chair for this. Ay ay ay. Danding. What is this music? Okay.
of this, huh?
Oh, it is a little girl, I was right.
Which one do we think is Mellor? I think Mellor is the one with heterochromia.
As expected of Mr. Dan. It wasn't so difficult for you at all, was it?
I told you I would eventually get it right.
D choice? Who that? I'm guessing D choice is the red-eyed one to the left, the blonde one.
Well, the first few times you tried were a complete mess.
Quantitative change is a prerequisite of qualitative change. Do you understand? But this time, the teacher will be able to rest assured that we can stay here by ourselves, and Vienne can also spend the night here without any worries.
Yes. If the food aspect can also be resolved, then the teacher will finally be able to leave us at ease and... to deal with the commission together, with Mr. Liu Ye and the others.
Oh! I was completely wrong! Ooh, man, that's some sass. Ooh, look how she's standing. That's some sass. Woo! Woo! Oh god, I need to change the voices. I'm sorry. It was a complete guess. How was I supposed to know? It was a complete guess.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Glenn, long time no see. Would you like to try the food I just made? Rest assured, you won't be carried into the emergency room again like last time. What's wrong? You don't look well.
Is your teacher... no. Is Mr. Ultramarine escaping him?
If there's something you need to see teacher for, then follow me.
Oh my goodness. Whew! I should have got more water.
No need. I have been waiting here for a long time. But I've never seen you alone. May I ask what you're here for?
Hello?
That's a dude? Why? I'm so bad at this. I keep looking at characters. I'm like, yeah, that's a girl, that's a guy, that's a robot, and I'm wrong every single time. Come on! Okay.
Hello, Mr. Ultramarine Escape.
What do I even want his voice to be now? Alright, you know what? That's it. We're going for it.
I heard before that your office received a request to go to the library, and now that you are here alone, it appears that Liu Ye's situation might not be so bright.
We failed. Boss to cover for us.
How could this happen? What about Vienne? Why didn't he come?
Bien, he's currently staying at the office, but his condition isn't looking too well.
Well, it's long overdue. It's only natural that a foolish and pitiful guy like him, with such deep-rooted sins, would end up being buried in the library.
But aren't the boss and you like siblings who grew up together? Why... the cooperation between the Cold Sun office and the Cold Rain workshop has not always been...
Don't you understand? He doesn't really matter to me, but I have to say, it's a miracle that bruised body of his has managed to survive for this long.
If you really don't want to help, then just say so. Why do you have to say such things? You can mock me all you want, but I won't allow you to mock Liu Ye. He gave his life for everyone. I won't just let that slide, even if you're a color.
I did not make any attempt at mockery, but rather an expression of relief for him. If you cannot understand this much, then there is nothing more for me to say. There is no point in continuing this little conversation. Danding, send this gentleman out.
But, teacher...
Danding, see our guest out. One person died in the battle there, and let the companions escape. It's not like your style at all, huh? Is it because death is seen as a way of escaping from one's sins and burdens of the past? How silly. Yet amusing. If I could clear myself or my grudge for him just like that, then I'd like to give it a try. But I'm sorry. I can't possibly agree to go messing around with the guys you've tried so hard to save anyway. It's really idiotic of him to keep going like this. He clearly knows it was all thanks to Liu Ye that he's still in one piece right now. Yet he still continues to act so impulsively. I sincerely hope he eventually gives up without my help. But I can't let your sacrifices go down the drain like that.
Mr. Glenn, teacher, you should only just be in a bad mood.
Say no more. I guess this is what Mr. Ultramarine meant. Perhaps I really misunderstood him as a person.
Wait.
Sonny, you heartless... I knew I couldn't rely on you. Wait. Just you wait. Should have let those guys from the Index tear you apart back then during that year. And the gentleman from the Cold Rain Workshop. Boss, you kept on rambling about how he's so important to you, but what did that bring you in the end? I can't blame the others. After all, is it going to that place just the same as marching towards your own death? Boss, why did you have to go to that kind of place? Now that you're gone, the office is on the verge of collapsing. And that kid, Vienne. But even if it's just me, at least let me follow after your footsteps. No way. Who made me such a person who would repay such kindness? Mr. Glenn, finally found you. What are you guys? Everyone knows about what happened at the office. A few of us were out handling commissions not too long ago. Every one of us rushed back once we heard that something happened at the office. Although there were a few ungrateful guys who felt the wind and fled at the news. But most of us are here now. Yes, we are also recovering from our injuries, so we cannot catch up with the last commission. If we had been there, the boss, he might not have... Everyone went back to the office and proceeded to discuss our next course of action, but Vienne... He hid in his room without saying a word. He never once responded when everyone tried to call him. Later on, when we heard that you went to the Cold Rain Workshop, all of us came out together to look for you. Did Mr. Glenn go to seek help? If you want to avenge the boss and the others, then with the help from over there... No, I... just went to tell the unfortunate news over there. After all, Mr. Ultramarine has a close relationship with the boss. Everyone, hurry up and take care of the mess at the office. I'll follow shortly after. I just need to sit here for a while. Mr. Glenn, don't hide it from everyone. Yeah, we all just saw the invitation. Someone like you shouldn't think about going there alone, especially in a time like this. Yes, there's still a bunch of us here, right? Mr. Glenn, stop trying to be the hero and take us with you. You guys are just as stubborn as the boss. Man, even I felt a little sympathetic after seeing him get turned away so many times. Even though there's almost no one in the city who could put themselves in danger for the sake of others.
If the rabbit dies, the fox grieves.
More or less. I won't deny it. It's rare to see people these days who would go to such risks for others. Guess I still do kind of miss my previous life as a fixer.
Did you go through a similar experience?
Well, I did have a few like-minded friends.
Nevertheless, the visions presented by the invitations have not yet finished.
What do you mean? It's still going? Ooh. Oh. Okay. In for a penny, honest, I might need to go get some water, if I'm honest.
Oh man, it's really not over yet? I thought it was finally gonna end when I saw this dude step in. My whole body's starting to ache up when I think about who we're gonna face next.
Report.
Got me some Wawa. Also, sorry if you've been hearing my fans in the background, especially loudly today. It is currently 105 degrees, again, for like the third day in a row. So it's hot. It is very hot. So, yeah, I kind of need that fan. Come in. Seems that we have a lot of guests on our hands today.
This is the latest document for the Capo de Capi, to be handed over to the Soto Capo and read by the recipient.
Well now, everyone, head back and reorganize your equipment first. You will be called again soon. I want to go over the letter from the Capo de Capi and deal with some personal affairs. Looks like I'll have to go to the library after all, huh? Even the invitation is ready. How very convenient for that boy Glenn. The order came in at such a crucial moment. As the order dictates, the Capo de Capi will send me to the library to retrieve the books from the previous Soto Capo Callo. The information of the thumb should not be leaked, and we will definitely carry out the will of the Capo de Capi.
Need to call Glenn? I get the feeling that you're a little worried about him.
No need. People who only know how to rely on the power of others to take revenge will only be a burden. Just do a head count of our elites. Then we march to the front line. Teacher, why on earth did you reject him? Mr. Liu Ye, isn't he very important to you?
There's no point in bringing this up again.
I see. Then we'll be handling some work first. Let's get moving, everyone. There's no time for slacking off during work hours.
The boss isn't going back. I bet he's going to make us feel as if our entrails are crushed if he ever comes here again.
The weather is really depressing. Does the teacher really have the ability to call the wind and rain?
So talkative. Our work regime doesn't include caring about these things. What's more, isn't the point that there's something different with the teacher today?
It looks the same as he usually does. He's clearly not missing any arms or legs.
Not on the surface. But on the inside, I can feel it. He was sad. I've never seen the teacher as low-spirited as he is now. I heard that Mr. Liu Ye was the one who grew up with the teacher together, so it's only natural that he would be sad. Yet the teacher is reluctant to retrieve his book. It just doesn't make any sense. But what is that over there on the table? It's an invitation. Exactly the same as the one Mr. Glenn just brought. So strange. But he clearly wasn't here just now. Mr. Dandy. Mr.
That's another guy?
Why am I so bad at this today? How ironic that I was questioning my teacher's decision just a moment ago, but now I'm the one hesitating deep inside. If I can just be a bit stronger, then
Maybe I can retrieve the book of Mr. Liu Ye. This way the teacher can be happy, and Vienne won't have to take any risks. But even Mr. Liu Ye fell in the library. Just how am I going to do this?
Mr. Danding, we're still here.
It's not like you to be so pensive like this now, is it?
By the way, they could just be using Mr. as a general term. Just because Mr. is being used doesn't necessarily mean it is a guy, considering in some places you'll call a girl sir. Like you'll say, "Sir, yes, sir," but it's a woman. So it might just be a case like that. Like, I know sometimes you'll call women sir, sometimes you'll say madam. So I think it's just maybe one of those general terms. That's my headcanon. Maybe this is a dude too. Maybe everyone's a guy and I just have no idea. Anyone even remotely feminine is a dude.
That's right. Don't forget what the teacher once taught us.
A mountain doesn't reject a speckle of dirt, which is why it can grow to a towering height.
The ocean doesn't avoid a meager stream, which is why it is also able to reach such an immense size.
Mr. Danding, we are like raindrops. We may not be able to do much on our own, but we can gather together and make a large pool of water, which is exactly what our teacher has been hoping to teach us, right?
So don't isolate yourself.
If you want to go and retrieve the book of Mr. Liu Ye, then we're going to. Really, I knew it. No matter what I say next, you all are going to follow me, right?
Of course. I'm not motivated to work in this weather.
That's right.
Not to mention, how long have we been staying in this workshop? It's time to go out there and get some fresh air. No matter what kind of place we're going to, we should face it together, right? Besides, it is never your will alone to retrieve the book of someone important for teacher.
It's great to have everyone here.
Soto Capo, the squad is accounted for and ready to depart for the library at any time you wish.
What do you think about this library? What's wrong? This is not like you.
Nobody who ever went to that place came out alive, and triumphed in the process. We have to do our best if we are to even have a chance of succeeding. Even the well-equipped and well-staffed previous Soto Capo got killed in it, so I speculate its interior to be very dangerous. So, just on a personal note, I really don't want you to go to such a dangerous place. But I understand that in order to achieve the dream within your heart, this is the only option. So I swear to follow you to the death, as always, until I die. Even if I encounter difficulties, I will pave a straight path for you with my blood.
After all these years, you've been by my side since that time. Thank you so much. Remember, when you enter the library, caution prevails as always. We do not have any room for mistakes. You must also look out for yourself.
Of course, that was our agreement, but I would not let any harm come to you either.
Then make the signature and get going. Time waits for no one.
I'll ask this again about going to the library. Have you all truly made up your minds? Going there is practically equal to giving away your life. My life was saved by the operator, and only an ungrateful would dare to hesitate in a moment like this. Yes, we can't turn back even if it means facing our deaths. But regarding Vienne, I'm really worried. Should we let him know?
No, don't tell him yet. Judging by his current condition, I'm afraid he would just willingly hand over his life there if he were to go to the library again. Let him stay. Just think of it as the boss's last wish.
Are you ready?
Ready to go anytime.
I'm not used to seeing issues so far. Try not to make a sound the teacher shouldn't find out.
But it's been a long time since I've been outside. I can't think of what to take. It should be enough to just... There's so many voices! And I don't know whose face... I don't know which name belongs to which face. So I'm screwing their names up because all of them are blacked out. And then it's like... Ugh! The only one I have a face name for face is Middle.
It should be enough for us to take advantage the boss had prepared for us in advance.
And I'm probably ready. If you're all ready, then come here and sign your names. Teacher and Vienne, wait for me.
I'm out of here. Why are there so many people this time around? Now taking a break is out of the question.
Since these guests were sent by the invitation to come at the very same time, the library will naturally receive them at the same time, with 3 floors.
So I can lie down and relax once this is all over then?
Provided that you receive our guests well. This is the first time the invitation has simultaneously invited 3 different groups of guests here. Could it be the will of the invitation? What exactly brings together 3 parties that don't have any common interests here?
Everyone's got their own reasons, for this or for that. Just don't bother delving deeper into things you can't really figure out. Why don't you try to cherish the moment instead?
You're right. Get ready to receive our guests.
Okay, here we go. Alas, we find ourselves here once more. It's only just us, but at least...
Oh, I didn't expect you to actually come. I thought you would be holed up in your nest, cowering in fear.
Sonny, you... How?
Don't be so touched. We're not doing this for you. We're simply carrying out the instructions of our superiors.
But hey, maybe it's not so impossible to help out your poor little boss now.
Oh, you guys are as unpleasant as ever. But, thanks. It kind of makes me feel better.
Just be careful. You got screwed here before, didn't you? After all, we didn't come all the way here to accompany you to fail again.
Mr. Glenn! I didn't expect to meet you here. And is this gentleman from the Thumb?
Danding, why are you here too?
We were very worried about the teacher's condition. I thought that if we can get the book of Mr. Liu, then Vienne's condition should also get better.
I know you care about Vienne, but this is a really, really dangerous place. Wait, did you really come without Mr. Ultramarine escape?
If we let the teacher know, he would definitely lock us up.
Oh, that's really... Oh boy. If he ever knew that all you kids came here, he would probably tear down our entire office.
It seems that your Mr. Operator is still quite popular.
Greetings, dear guests. I am the director and librarian of my role's namesake, Angela. Sonny, be careful.
Many thanks for your sudden hospitality. I hope you forgive me for my shortcomings. As much as I want to have a nice chat here, can we just start as soon as possible?
Could this possibly be a slightly more normal person from the Thumb?
Just don't want to be bound by my status too much.
Enough with the pleasantries. I don't have the heart to make small talk with a cold-blooded person like you.
Whether I'm cold-blooded or not does not matter. Your arrival in this library was all a result of your own decisions. The invitation cannot send anyone here by force. You still don't understand.
Everyone, maybe it would be better if we all calm down first?
Jeez. Be careful later on. The power of this library is really extraordinary.
I have a question.
Hurry up and say it. We didn't come here to chat with you.
Despite the desperate efforts made by your leader to save you from this place,
Why would you come marching to your deaths here once more?
How could some machine possibly understand the precious connections and matchless emotions that bind people together? No machine can truly ever have a real heart, even if it acquires a body that is indistinguishable from a natural human being's.
We all may have our own reasons and selfish thoughts for this, but there is no denying that we have all received his favors at some point. We can't be completely ungracious and remorseless now, can we? Is that what you truly choose to do? Big sister, if you really can't understand, our teacher is a very good person. Even people like me can be taught something, so maybe he can teach you too. And I happen to have just learned how to cook, so come and play in our workshop if you ever get a chance. I might just do so, if there ever comes a chance.
That's all we have to say. Can we get started?
May you find your book in this place.
God dang! This was like the longest thing of lore. Okay. During this reception, 3 acts will have to be done on 3 different floors. Gotcha. Okay. Ammo supply, special pistol. At the start of the act, a special page, special pistol, is added to hand. Every time the character exhausts 5 ammunition, restore 1 light and add 1 copy of special pistol to hand. Ammo storage. Acquired ammunition will be stored. At the start of the scene, draw up to 5 ammunition from the reserve, up to hand limit. Field Commandering. At the start of the scene, give one of the following effects to all other allies with ammo supply. 1 strength, 1 haste, 2 damage up, 1 stagger protection, and protection. At the start of the scene, random order page that can be used on allies with ammo supply passive is added to hand. Can only be used to scene it was added. At the start of the scene, gain 1 protection and stagger protection for every ally alive. Starting with the 3rd scene and every 3 scenes after, use suppressing volley. Empowered first shot. When playing a ranged combat page, its first offensive die gains +1 power. Pierce dice +1. Offensive dice power gain +3 power for the first scene. Somber etiquette. Restore 2 light and add a random ammunition to hand. On hit, gain 1 protection and stagger protection next scene. Shock round, discard 2 ammo and gain power. Bayonet skirmishing. Draw 1 page and add 2 random ammunition to hand. Summary execution. Discard up to 2 ammunition from hand and add dice from discarded pages to the dice queue. If 2 pages were discarded, draw 1 page. Suppressing volley. If target is not killed, all other allies with ammo supply passive will use 1 random ammunition against a target. On hit, leave mark. Oh, he can mark! Full salvo. Discard up to 3 ammunition from hand. Boost the max value of offensive dice on this page by +2 for each ammunition discarded this way. If frost ammunition was discarded, inflict 2 bind. If flame, inflict 4 burn. If armor piercing, inflict 2 fragile. Okay. Bellis. Special pistol. Total extermination. When using ammunition, make all dice on the page roll 2 times. Ardent allegiance. When gaining strength, endurance, protection, stagger, gain 1 additional stack. Whoa, that seems good for a certain religious floor who's all about spreading the love. While this character is alive, Sunny's HP cannot drop below 100. And then he's got a bunch of stuff. Seemingly the same pages except for this one. Eliminate the hindrances. Discard all ammunition from hand. On hit, if target's HP is at 5 plus the amount of ammunition discarded by this page or lower, instantly kill the target. Okay. Sunny's bodyguards. Exact same things. Okay, so they're not too terribly special. So, who are we going to bring to deal with this? Well, I guess we'll bring Liu Ye to deal with this floor then, shall we? Here we go. Oh man, the amount of buffs. Okay. Storage. Oh, I see. So they just store ammo. Ammo extraction, draw 2 ammunition. This is the one with laughing stock. Bound, damage up, special pistol. Add a pierce die, 3 to 7 on hit, inflict 3 bleed and 1 paralysis. Okay. I think I gotcha. Well, now we gotta figure out what we want to do. Alright, here we go. Pow! Kablamo! Ha ha! Remorseful grief! Yay! Ow. Okay. Ow. Ow! Okay, we're taking a bit of damage. We'll be fine. See, we will be fine. Ha! You stand no chance. Ow! Restore a bit of light. Ah! Start getting those debuffs. Ouch! Get some debuffs on there. Have a chance to get a high roll. Although we didn't get it, obviously. Happy memories on... Actually, I don't think any... Well... Alright. Yeah, that whole combo is a little bit different now. Oh, I went on Sword Shield? Alright, fine, fair enough. Alright, iffy turn. We'll just see what we can do, though. Sword Shield. Oh, I'm not able to block that one. Ow. Ah, I lost it by 1. Okay, yes. No. Ah, we did get a proc, though. Okay, could have been worse. Ha, 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 ha! Excellent. Ow. Okay. Frostbrand! Skitter away. Ah, didn't quite work. Yeah, we definitely need to take him out. Get some burn. Have as much protection as you like. You cannot resist our burn. Ah, almost dodged all 3 with a skitter away of all things. Alright, still good, still good. Could have been worse, could have been worse. Oh, that's a mass attack. Suppressing volley. Dice on this page are unaffected by power gain or loss and are recycled for every other living ally with ammo supply up to 3 times. That's kind of nasty. That's kind of nasty. All right, here we go. Well, this seems fair. We're gonna get 2 staggers. Oh, it's so close! We actually didn't stagger, somehow. Ow. Didn't win the clash, that sucks. Ow. Oh, she's marked. That's bad. Okay. Oh! Okay. Absorb some of the dice. Hopefully win some of these clashes. Nope, apparently not. Ugh! Okay, so the paralysis and disarm is suck. Sucktastic is what it is. Matchlight. When hit, inflict burn. You know what? Reroll. All dice. Power in a clash, yep. Okay. Swart's shield seems like the way to go. And then I'm just gonna do as much damage as we possibly can to that. Inflict a bunch of debuffs. You know what? Go for crosscut. Can we use this? Mass summonations lose 40 HP. It's worth a try, right? Yeah. You know what? Let's do this. Or wait, we could do strip off a smile. Yeah, let's go for it. Frigid vessels. Yeah, that seemed like good damage. Oh, don't. Dang it. Okay, staggered. We can take her out. Good. Oh, these blocks are amazing. I am loving these blocks. Okay. Spores. And then we can go for green stem. Okay, we are staggered. Okay, I think he's dead, unfortunately. So, gonna go for green stem, just try and get some damage. I'm also going to go for Pow Kablamo. And then, Swart Shield, followed by just doing as much damage as we possibly can. Here we go. Good damage. Almost got some staggers. Everybody's a tiny bit buffed up. Pow! Kablamo! Okay. Swart Shield. Oh, that's death. Even with us taking reduced damage. We lived! Okay, Nuovo Fabric with, yeah. They're very upset because Bellis is dead.
You should have run away when you had the chance.
Oh boy, suppressing volley. That's going to hit 3 times, give or take. Let's see what we can do. Actually, does this... No, it doesn't. Let's do Flash Freezing Cut. We'll also do Unicycle Act, just in case it works out for us. Cross Cut back here. And then we're just going to take some of that damage. And then, you know what? Let's just start doing damage here. Let's see what we can do. I think... Do we have an ego page? No, not yet. Clash here. And then go for some damage right here. We're probably going to lose some people. Okay, they're still firing squad even if they're staggered. That's bad. Oh, the reduced damage taken on Gas Mask Dave. We are taking... Oh, those passives together are ridiculously powerful. Ow. I'll take that. Unicycle Act. Okay. He's staggered. I think he's down. Okay. Think we've got this. By the way, if you're wondering what passives it is, it's Shield of the Ego, which is reducing how much damage we're taking, and Nuovo Fabric, which is also reducing how much damage we're taking. I'm gonna go for Strip Off the Smile. I don't think you deserve that smile anymore, truthfully. And then we're just gonna make sure that this is a death. And then go all in for him, basically. Here we go. That should be a win.
Give me that smile.
The Boreal Sun!
Yeah, we got this. Or he might not be dead yet. Jeez, so tanky. Yeah, Gluttony on Gas Mask Dave, I guess. And then Wing Beat for a bit of healing. Okay. Let's just get him. One out of 3. Wait, isn't there 4? No, there's only 3. Okay, who's gonna take this one on? Oh, he has Blade unlocked. Wow. Lock potential, Somber Icy Night. Rapid execution. After every 3 successful hits in a row with slash dice in one scene, draw 1 page, gain 1 haste, and strength. Next scene. Kitsuna. Oh, okay. Stacks up to 2 times, although he doesn't have lower health. That's interesting. Lone Fixer. At the end of the scene, gain strength if there are no allies present. If HP is not full, gain 1 strength, endurance protection, stagger protection. When an ally dies, gain 1 strength and endurance next scene. If there are other living allies, his character's stagger resistance cannot drop below 1. Gain a counter dice, block 4 to 7, equal to the number of living allies on combat start. Okay, so you have to kill all allies and then go for him. Unlock Swift Trace. Dice on this page and the page clashing with it are unaffected by power gain or loss. Multi-slash. Revolving Blades. On clash, lose. Add 3 power to the next die. Inflict 1 bind and bleed. Execute. Frost Blades combo. Inflict 1 bind. This dice is unaffected by power gain or loss and is rolled 2 times. Brazen Courage. If an ally dies while this page is in hand, change its cost to 0. Give 1 damage up to 2 random allies next scene. Inflict 2 bind, 1 paralysis. Ephemeral Beauty. Only usable in Blade Unlock state. If an ally dies while this page is in hand, lower its cost by 3. Inflict 1 bind and bleed, 1 bind and bleed. Okay. Cold Rain Workshop, Somber Icy Night, Kizuna without the downside, Vengeful Heart. Okay. Upon taking what would be a lethal blow, nullify the damage and all damage for the rest of the scene. At the start of the next scene, fully recover stagger resist. Start using the special page, Sacrifice each scene. Okay, so this might be a little bit of a problem. So, who are we going to bring for this one? We can't bring this floor because their pages are broken. Okay, I was gonna bring Hod. Dang, we can't bring this floor either because their pages are broken. Urgh! Okay. Well, I suppose it's charge time then. None of your pages are broken, right? Okay, good.
Things don't look the same as the last time I was here. Nice to meet you. I am Cheesed, the patron librarian of the floor of social sciences. Sorry. I'm not in the mood to keep chatting with you guys. We didn't come here prepared to die, just to waste time chatting with you. To be able to make a decision of this degree despite your situation. Your bond with him is truly worthy of envy. That gentleman must have been a very good leader, right? What would you monsters know about? Because I also once had a group of like-minded friends. When I saw your story, I couldn't help but think of some things from my own past. Do people like you really have the gall to talk about such things? If time permits, I'd like to sit down and have a talk with you. The time I once spent in that place still feels so nostalgic, even now. But this world does not allow us to live as we truly wish. If that's how things actually were, I don't think there would be anyone out there who would ever want to come back to a place like this ever again. What used to be this peaceful and comfortable life of mine is now turned into this. Everyone in the city tends to have regrets over their pasts. But unfortunately, we can't just undo everything that's happened and start all over again. Agreed. In that case, for the sake of our respective lives and bonds, we have to do our very best for this moment. That's right. Let's, well, get started.
That's interesting. I wasn't expecting unique dialogue.
Here we go.
So I wonder, if we had taken someone other than Malkuth to deal with Soto Capo guy, Sonny, would there have potentially been unique dialogue there too?
Interesting. Well, let the charge of the coffee begin.
Well, that seems unfair that already costs 0. Alright, here we go. We already have to deal with the mass attack. And nobody blocked any of it.
Absolutely wonderful.
Ha! Okay. Ow. Ah. Just gotta gain up our charge. We're not quite at the state where we can do a ton of damage, but we will get there, provided we actually survive. Ow. Okay, starting to unlock.
End of the line.
Okay, we're all gonna be super, super slow. Restore a bit of light. Ugh. Okay. Courage. On cheesed.
Let's not be scared.
Alright, big turn for us.
The Nameless One! Lightning speed!
If you can use a mass attack so early,
so can we.
whew, big damage.
But we can do it better! The speed of the rabbit. The endurance of those who have changed. The unbreaking resolve
of us. So obviously they can't die, but we definitely broke a couple of their passives. Giving everybody a ton of energy, spending a little bit of energy. Okay. So they're using Sacrifice. Target is forced to target user this scene. When hit during the scene, immediately die. Okay. Then that works, I guess. Go for value because we can get, well, value out of it. Clash here just to try and get as many kills as we possibly can. Can't go for Knight of the Ravens yet. Oh, and we're just a little bit short of going for disposal. So instead, we're just going to try and block. Okay, and you're going to die. So let's clash that. And then we'll go for double cut. Except I still want to clash this, so here we go.
Sable termination.
Oh boy, he is getting very, very powerful. After dealing 15 or more damage, reduce the cost. On kill, reduce the cost to 0 instead. Let's do Gleaming on Cozy. Okay, we got this. 7 strength, 6 endurance. Okay, he's going for the mass attack. We'll go for Rebuilding Heart, and then I'm gonna go for value. Okay, try and clash, and then do that. We'll go for a concentration, and then we can't do anything else for the moment. We have to clash here, so we will go for end of the line, And multi-slash. Then we'll go for value, followed by energy conversion. Here we go. Oh, we got staggered. Okay, only one stagger, but still not exactly great.
Sorry, Jessica. Must be surprising for you to see me pick up these swords again, huh? I didn't see the rest of what he said because someone else died, but Jessica doesn't like him using these weapons. Oh, he gets to do it again?
Okay, go for value, and then go for energy conversion. Oh, he's doing it multiple times. Eee. You know what? Existence. Maybe we can stun him.
Maybe we can stop him from doing what he needs to do.
I'm sorry, but for you, this is the end of the line. Okay, it can't be staggered. We are doing damage to him, though. Okay. We lost Bong Bong, who was gonna go for disposal, so that kind of sucks. Existence. Still alive. He is still fighting us strong.
But in the end, our resolve was simply stronger.
Danding. Okay. On a successful hit, inflict 1 bind next scene. Use special pages to light the sensor. When the sensor is lit, all dice gain +1 power, and Frigid Hailstorm is used. On a successful hit with offensive die, if the target has bind, deal +1 stagger damage and inflict some paralysis. On a successful hit with offensive die, inflict 1 bind. If... Okay, so she has a special thing. Core installation. Restore 1 light. Restore 1 additional light if the sensor is lit. Light the sensor. If the character has cold rain sensor passive, give 1 stack each time it is lit. Can stack up to 5 when the sensor is lit. All dice gain +1 power. Extinguish the sensor. At the end of each scene, lose 1 stack of sensor and lose the status if stacks reach 0. At 5 stacks, stop losing stacks at the end of the scene. Oh, I see. So if you actually light it, it doesn't go out. But if you're trying to light it, it will go out. Okay. Arctic Shielding. Draw 2 pages at the end of the scene and do not lose sensor stacks if the sensor is lit. On Clash Wind, inflict 1 bind. Sensor Preheat. On use, light the sensor at the start of the next scene. If target speed is 1 or lower, deal 3 bonus stagger damage. Draw 1 page if the sensor is lit. Glaciating Shower. Inflict 1 bind if the sensor is lit. Light the sensor at the start of the next scene if they have bind. Deal 2 bonus damage. Light the sensor at the start of the next scene if sensor is lit. This page cannot be used again for 8 scenes. The cooldown is reduced by 1 scene every time the user lights a sensor. Inflict 1 bind to paralysis, 1 paralysis bind and disarm. Okay. Bust them up. Only usable at 5+ sensor. On use, extinguish the sensor. On hit, deal 2 bonus damage and stagger damage and inflict 1 bleed for every stack of bind on the target. Okay, sensor, fog. Immediate repairs. When staggered, recover from stagger resist completely. Okay. Jury Downpour. Combat start, gain a counter die. Block 2 to 8 if the sensor is lit. On Clash lose, take no stagger and deflect damage. On Clash lose, take no stagger and deflect. On hit, light the sensor at the start of the next scene. Condensing Mist. Draw 1 page if the sensor is lit. On Clash lose, last die gains +1 power. Last die gains +1 power. On hit, restore 1 light. Frosty Fog, yeah. Okay. Same sort of deal. It also looks like they have the exact same abilities. Okay. Seemingly all the same now. Okay. Well, because we can't bring some of our floors, I do kind of want to bring out Tiferet again. However, we could bring out... Are we feeling religious? Or are we feeling Gabura? Or are we feeling a little bit of philosophy? We could bring out the philosophy. This is debatably our strongest floor, though. Like, this is probably our #1 strongest floor, so I'm kind of... do we go easy on him? It's completely different from the outside. It's like coming to another world. Those stars. So beautiful. Just like the ones we saw with Vienne that time.
Hello, strange child.
Lady? Or ma'am? Greetings as well. My name is Danding. I'm here to retrieve the Book of Livier, but you probably knew that already.
Admirable courage. But I wonder, is what you're saying really true?
Excuse me, what are you trying to say?
The veil of yesterday's snow and ice may have melted, but you, who would put yourself in such danger and did not even hesitate to involve your companions here, what are your true intentions?
As far as I know, your job doesn't seem to include chatting with me, does it?
It is as you said. Just an occasional sentiment of mine. I've seen too many similar scenes since my awakening, but I still find them interesting at this point.
What a pity. Those stars are very beautiful. I was thinking that Vienne would love this view, but there are people like you here who just spoil the mood. Proudly standing on some pedestal while prattling about things she wouldn't know about right from the start. Do you really think you know me so well? Stop speculating on my thoughts with your raggedy, poorly put together words. You're now on the same level as us, no matter how high you once stood or how powerful you once were, so show some respect.
I have said everything I wanted. There is no point in saying more.
Naturally, I have no interest in continuing this conversation with you. Let's get started. You're gonna pay the price for your arrogance.
The Arbiter? Why, here of all places.
Is Brother Danding not happy? Want to eat chocolate?
Mr. Danding, what's wrong?
Don't underestimate the enemy. That person over there is no ordinary foe.
Apparently Bina was the right choice.
And apparently, you must fall.
It is time for Serum W. Let it be known, the serum begins, and your end will come.
Here we go.
The blood.
Got a few of them. Ah. Okay. Ah. Unfortunate.
A pillar.
The piercing wind.
Aw, you're cute. The two cuties are fighting. Being Queenie and... Oh, we're going for a ride, boy. Oh, it doesn't go for a ride if you're not using... Ah, no ride if you're not using the skin. Very sad. Very upsetting. Okay, here we go.
A shockwave.
Everyone is...
Protected under my wing.
Oh, almost staggered. Ah. Yeah, this floor is insanely powerful. That doesn't mean we're immune to death, but it definitely means that we are, we're something very special. Weight of Sin, Bina. The blood. Arcana slave! And the blood. Give it to me.
Now sink into everlasting quietude.
Trail W.
Everyone, calm down. There has to be a way. We're going to make it out alive.
Are you?
Here we go.
The blood.
Your attacks are simply not enough.
The Titan ground.
Oh, that's a... Wow, that was cool. Miller, don't. Things shouldn't be going like this. Well, let's see. What else do you have in store for us? And, just in case, lamp. Disturbance. That's from us? Okay. Well, it seems as though you have already lost. Oh, wait. Yeah. You have already lost. Oh! God dang! That was so loud! Blood Fiend form. Speed dice +2. At the start of each scene, exhume shimmering. On a successful hit, recover 2 HP. Boost maximum roll value of offensive dice by +2. Gain 2 counter die, /4 to 8. Bust them up, and Frigid Hailstorm pages are transformed into Deathly Grasp and Maroon Bite, and are used each scene. Deathly Grasp. Deal 3 bonus damage for every stack of Bleed and Bind. Maroon Bite. Recover HP equal to damage dealt and inflict bleed equal to bind on target next scene.
Now that your true self has been revealed, allow us to deal with it.
Look at that damage. Shockwave. The lock. Arcana beats! Ow. Well, that fairy's doing a pretty good number to her. Ow! Ow! Okay, we're fine. Everything's good. Yeah, she can't win all of them. The fairy is simply too much. Even with her thirst, she will fall just... Wow. Okay. Well, look at you being so impressive. Wow. Okay. Well, if that's what we're going to do, then allow us to pass your judgment. Here we go. Arcana Slave! The rights of the Blood Moon. Ah, that fairy! And you
Have lost.
curtain call for the reception of the Vengeance Alliance. Ouch. Those guys were a lot harder compared to the ones I previously had to deal with. Guess the other librarians have also successfully finished their receptions by now, right? What's wrong with you? Something on your mind?
I still can't comprehend the fact that these people, who should have nothing to do with each other, were all closely connected to that fixer named Liu Ye. If it was because of the interests they had, why would they sacrifice their lives for such a thing? Does it really signify that the bonds shared between humans is so...
Hello? Angela? Want to join in on Mrs. Hodd's book club on the floor of literature later? Looks like the other librarians will be going there too. Let's go and have a nice chat together, alright? Maybe you can enjoy the taste of coffee or tea or something else.
Then I suggest for you to not get too carried away with your drinking tendencies there.
Crap, she found me out.
But thank you for the suggestion. I'll check it out later. However, about the guest we received this time. I have a hunch that this story is still far from being over.
You're referring to that kid who got left behind?
I could see in him the shadows of the exceptional guests we had received before.
Well, I guess you're right. The moment he finally calms down and finds out that all his friends left him without even saying as much as a single word is bound to come sooner or later. I guess we're about to see something all too familiar again.
Obviously, I don't want such a scene to unfold either. Let's hope he never comes to the library again.
Why do I feel like I'm getting used to this? By the way, speaking of those that got left behind, wasn't one of them a color fixer titled Ultramarine Escape?
Are you familiar with this color as well?
Not really, but I've heard of the weapons from his workshop. I don't know how the other librarians handled that group of children, but that freezing gas or whatever it was they were giving off should have given them some trouble, no? It's a weapon made by a color, after all. I even wanted to get one for my wife. Though she didn't seem to like the looks of it too much when I got her one.
It seems that this color isn't bound by these so-called ties, unlike the other ones. Otherwise, he would have never said those sorts of things.
Hard to say. Well, even if he does make his way here, the library, as it is now, isn't going to be something to be shaken, even by a color.
Well, I suppose I should thank you then, Roland. Thank you.
Why are you saying that all of a sudden? Oh. Well, that's not very frank of you. Looks like it's almost about time to get the bad ending. And that, as they say, is that. So, we now have all of their pages. I'm kind of excited to use some of these. A lot of them seem very interesting, and I'm kind of wondering how. Bust them up. At emotion level 3, if the character has at least one breakdown page, enter Blood Fiend form. Alright. And then, of course, we got Sunny, we got Bellis, we got all the bodyguards. Oh man, we just got a ton of pages. Well, I think some builds need to be updated. Hopefully the Angels of Ruina thing is working by next episode. I was told the English translation is up and going, but clearly that's not the case, because it's still a bit broken, but I'm sure it'll be ironed out. It's probably just a new update thing that broke everything, but with all the pages we got, I think we could do something very interesting. Potentially regarding both burn and bind on a certain floor that has ego pages for both burn and bind. I'm just saying. But without further ado, I believe that is going to do it for this episode of the Library of Ruina. This is probably an extremely long episode, so I'm going to make this outro very quick. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what build I should potentially make to deal with the Turbulence Office, because I am still theory crafting about it. We can only use some Impuritas books and Starve the City books, as far as I'm aware. So we might have to butcher a couple of our floors in order to make builds. I believe we're only allowed 2 passives at all. Maybe it's 2 passives per character, but I think it's only 2 per that floor. So, yeah. Maybe it's not quite so, brutal with the passives, but I don't know. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you
In the next one.
bye.